Hello all, welcome back to Current Affairs Hit List series. I'm Guna Mathivanan from Officers IAS Academy. In today's video, we are going to discuss another interesting topic that is regarding transfer pricing. Let me explain this transfer pricing with an example. Let's take Tata Consultancy Services, TCS. Now, TCS is developing a software, and the TCS, they are selling that software for 1 crore rupees for automobile companies. For example, TCS is selling a software worth 1 crore rupees for Maruti. Similarly, TCS is selling the software 1 crore rupees worth the software for Hyundai. Similarly, TCS is selling that 1 crore rupees worth the software for this time to Tata Motors. When they sell it to Hyundai or Maruti, we will simply call it as a sale, that's all. But when TCS is selling a product to Tata Motors, what is the connection here? Both TCS as well as Tata Motors, they belong to a common group. They belong to a common Tata group. So this time, I will call this sale as not as a usual sale. I will call this pricing not as a usual pricing. Rather, I will call it as transfer pricing. Transfer pricing. So, transfer pricing refers to a price at which goods or services exchanged between two companies of a common group. So, here TCS, they belong to Tata. Tata Motors, it also belongs to Tata. So when TCS is selling something to Tata Motors, okay, when TCS is selling something to Tata Motors, that pricing we will refer it as transfer pricing. The same software they are selling it to Maruti, they are selling it to Hyundai, we will not refer it as transfer pricing. It is a market pricing, that's all. But when the company sells goods or services to other company, when these both companies come under a common group, then the pricing between these companies are called as transfer pricing. So, okay, what is interesting about this transfer pricing? Transfer pricing, there is no problem. Absolutely, there is no problem in transfer pricing. But when there is mispricing, that creates a problem. Sir, what is that mispricing? Now, for Maruti, they are selling it for 1 crore. For Hyundai, they are selling it for 1 crore. But for Tata Motors, let me assume they are selling it for 50 lakh rupees. For Tata Motors alone, 50 lakh rupees. But for other market players, they are selling it for 1 crore rupees. This is called as transfer mispricing. In the market, the product is sold for 1 crore. But for their group companies, they are selling it for a lesser price. This is mispricing. Now you may ask, sir, because of this 50 lakh rupees, TCS is going to face loss. Yes or no? They are selling it for 1 crore to Maruti. They are selling it for 1 crore to Hyundai. But they are selling it for loss. That is, they are selling it for 50 lakh rupees Tata Motors. TCS will face loss. Right? At the same time, Tata Motors will have gain. TCS will face loss, Tata Motors will have gain. However, this loss and gain, they all belong to this Tata as a group. So, net result is zero. No one is going to get affected. So, what is the problem in this mispricing, you might ask? Are you able to understand? This TCS, they sell it for 1 crore to Maruti, 1 crore to Hyundai. Other companies, they are selling it for 1 crore. For Tata Motors alone, they are selling for 50 lakh rupees. And that we are referring it as transfer mispricing. This creates problem. I'm saying this creates problem. But what you are saying? You are saying that, sir, what is the problem here? TCS, by selling it for 50 lakhs, they will face loss. Yes, that is TCS problem. Tata Motors, by buying it for 50 lakhs, they are able to make gain. that is again Tata Motors advantage. And if you take as a group, Tata as a group, there is no loss, there is no gain, there is neutrality, because all come under same parent group, right? So what is the problem here? The problem is not for Tata, the problem is not for other companies, the problem is for the government. How the problem can be for government? So now let's assume the tax is 20%. Let's assume on every sale a 20% tax has to be paid. So when Maruti buys this 1 crore rupees worth software, 20% tax means tax amount is going to be 20 lakhs. Yes or no? Similarly, Hyundai, when they buy this 1 crore worth software, they have to pay a tax of 20 lakhs, because 20% on 1 crore is 20 lakhs. But look at this case. When Tata Motors, when they buy the software only for 50 lakhs, right? In this 50 lakhs, 20% is just 10 lakhs. Now, because of this mispricing, who is the loser? When Hyundai buys, government gets 20 lakhs. When Maruti buys, government gets 20 lakhs. When Tata Motors buy, because of this mispricing, when Tata Motors buy for a lesser price, it pays only 10 lakhs for the government. So government loses, and the net result, the entire group, I said right, TCS faces loss, Tata Motors faces gain, everything is balanced. It might appear disbalanced, but through this transaction, through this mispricing, as a whole, this Tata group as a whole, they are able to save huge amount of tax. In the small transaction, instead of 20 lakhs, they are paying only 10 lakh rupees tax. They are able to save huge amount of tax, right? So this is the problem with respect to transfer mispricing. And the pricing strategy, if it is different from the market pricing, then that pricing might cause problem to the government might face loss. So what happens is, today we see a lot of companies, they are involving in mispricing. Lot of companies, they are involving in mispricing. Because of this mispricing, the companies, they benefit by paying lesser taxes. Government, they lose because of lesser revenue. So to overcome this mispricing problem, the tax authorities, they will frequently go for raid. The IT officials, the income tax department, they will frequently go for raid. They will check, they will cross check whether there is mispricing or not, because mispricing is going to result in huge loss for the government. This frequent raid is going to affect the business. It is going to affect the ease of doing business. So looking at this frequent raid, the foreign investors may show reluctance in investing in India. They might say that, oh, India, no, when we go and invest, they'll often come for raid, assuming that the companies go for mispricing. So the ease of business can be affected if there is frequent raids. At the same time, if this mispricing, if the government is letting it to happen, then government will lose huge amount of revenue. Keeping this in mind, the income tax department, they came with advance pricing agreement, APA, to find a solution for this mispricing. The government income tax department, they came with advance pricing agreement. See, what happens is, see here in our example, what did I say? For Maruti, it is sold for 1 crore. For Hyundai, it is sold for 1 crore. Maruti for 1 crore. But Tata Motors alone, it is 50 lakhs. We are reducing it. There is mispricing. That is what we are establishing it here, right? So mispricing, that is causing huge problem for the government. Everything is understandable, but sometimes the mispricing can be genuine. Who knows? TCS, Tata Motors would have helped TCS long back. Who knows? For that, TCS is giving some discount concession for Tata Motors. We do not know. Mispricing need not be always having the intention of reducing tax liability. There can be genuine mispricing also, right? Genuine reasons also, right? But what income tax department says, they will go for constant raid. And they will disturb the doing business. To solve this, to solve this, APA concept was introduced, advanced pricing agreement, how it works. So here, the tax officials in one side, in our example we took Tata, right? Tata in other side, they both will discuss. Tata will explain the pricing strategy. Tata will explain that why we are selling it for 50 lakhs, why Tata Motors is selling it for 50 lakhs, why deep concession is given. They will explain the pricing strategy. If the pricing strategy, if it is genuine, no problem. Tata will understand. Means a income tax officials, IT department will understand. Okay, Tata, you have a reason for selling it for a lower price. So once they are convinced, if it is genuine, once they are convinced, what happened is an agreement will be signed. That is called as advanced pricing agreement. That agreement will say that we, the income tax department, we are convinced with the pricing strategy of Tata. So we will not come for transfer mispricing raid. This agreement will be signed for few years, let's say for 5 years or 7 years. This agreement will help the Tata Motors or the Tata as a group to continue their pricing. Able to understand? So what did I say? Income tax department and Tata group, they will sit together. Now Tata will explain their pricing strategy. If the pricing strategy is genuine, we are selling it for 50 lakh rupees because of this genuine reason. If that is convincible, if the income tax department are convinced, then an APA will be signed. Put it simply, if the APA is signed for 5 to 7 years or whatever years, income tax department will not disturb them. It will not disturb. They will allow the Tata group to go for that mispricing. However, if it is not genuine, if the income tax department finds that no, Tata, you are mischievous, you are trying to reduce your tax liability, this is not genuine. If income tax department is not convinced, now what happens? This Tata will come up with a new strategy. They will say, okay, income tax department, this existing pricing strategy, we will remove it. We will come with a new pricing strategy. Like this, negotiation will go. Once the negotiation happens, once both are convinced, this agreement will be signed. Once this APA agreement is signed, the income tax department will not disturb that business for few years. So what is the advantage of this APA? If the pricing is genuine, the business will not be disturbed. If the pricing is not genuine, negotiation will happen, new pricing agreement will come, government will get better revenue. And ultimately, the ease of doing business will improve. That will help more investments to come in India. Right? I hope you got clarity on what is this transfer pricing, what is transfer mispricing, what is this advanced pricing agreement. Right? Very important. These terms comes in news often. So tomorrow I will see you with another interesting important topic. Till then, bye. Take care.